In May 2026, the news cycle is saturated with two kinds of stories: humanoid robots beating human runners in marathons, and the military embedding autonomous AI into classified defense systems. The sheer volume of these updates creates a trap. When every headline sounds like either a utopia or an apocalypse, it becomes incredibly difficult to figure out what actually impacts your day-to-day life, leaving most people completely paralyzed when it comes to upgrading their own tech. We are going to ignore the sci-fi spectacle entirely. No predictions about the singularity. Instead, we are looking strictly at the pragmatic, near-term changes that require a tangible choice from you. Looking at this list of the top 10 tech headlines, we aggressively strip out the noise. Things like autonomous combat or robotic sprinters do not require action today. What survives are three updates: new hardware regulations, the rollout of agentic AI, and massive market shifts. We map these to three roles: the consumer, the professional, and the investor. From this point forward, every feature, risk, and cost will be evaluated strictly through the lens of those three specific groups. Filtering out the broad panic is the only reliable way to protect your wallet from bad upgrades, optimize your daily workflow, and secure your long-term portfolio. The tech-reliant consumer is currently facing a major smartphone upgrade cycle. The immediate draw is compelling. The 2026 flagship devices from major brands are launching with native satellite connectivity and built-in AI processors that do not require cloud access. Because your phone processes complex queries locally, you get near-instant response times, and your personal data never leaves your hand to sit on a remote server. But there is a massive catch looming over this hardware cycle. Global regulators have finalized a new set of rules taking effect in 2027. This timeline shows the 2026 product roadmap hitting a hard deadline. By 2027, every new smartphone must feature user-replaceable batteries. When that mandate kicks in, manufacturers must redesign their chassis. Any sealed battery device bought today will depreciate much faster than normal. Purchasing a flagship AI phone right now means paying top dollar for the final, soon-to-be obsolete version of the old hardware standard. The knowledge worker faces a different decision, focused on whether to integrate new AI software tools into their daily workflow. The shift here is the arrival of agentic AI. Unlike early chatbots that simply drafted text or answered questions, agentic AI is designed to take autonomous action across your applications. To make it work, you have to grant the software system-level permissions. You are actively handing over the authority to let the AI launch marketing campaigns, reply to clients, and manage your calendar without prompting it. The upside is extreme leverage. By decoupling your physical time from routine digital execution, a single worker can manage the output of an entire department. But look at how this logic flow operates. When you remove the human bottleneck, you also remove the safety net. A single misconfigured prompt or hallucinated fact compounds instantly, multiplying errors across your email, scheduling, and billing systems before you even realize it happened. Furthermore, to make these agents effective, you have to feed them your proprietary data. You are trading internal knowledge privacy for operational speed. The productivity gains are real, but the steep upfront cost of constantly auditing the AI's logic is a mandatory tax you have to pay to use it safely. The retail investor must manage tech exposure against the backdrop of massive industry changes. This chart illustrates the sheer scale of capital involved. Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon will spend over $700 billion this year, dwarfing historical averages. You're seeing a massive reallocation. Capital is rapidly migrating from consumer gadgets directly into B2B data centers. This pressure on consumer hardware is becoming visible in the leadership transitions at the top of the market. Tim Cook's tenure at Apple was defined by hardware stability and the creation of a $3 trillion giant through consumer services. His departure signals the end of an era where consumer device cycles alone could guarantee market dominance. While Apple searches for a new direction, the broader market is already pivoting, moving billions away from the devices you carry and into the server farms that power them, trading the historical predictability of hardware sales for the high-risk volatility of the AI infrastructure boom. Investors are left with a stark choice: hold on to the fading safety of legacy mega-cap stocks, or take on the extreme cyclical risks of the infrastructure race. When you strip away the science fiction headlines and focus on the mechanics of the market, you are left with three distinct, pragmatic decisions to make. We can map out these decisions across our three specific profiles to establish a clear playbook for the rest of the year. For the consumer hardware path, the move is to hold. Unless your current device is actively failing, wait for the 2027 redesigns to avoid buying into a battery standard that is about to be forced out of the market. For the professional software path, the strategy is selective adoption. Start deploying agentic AI today, but strictly isolate it to low-stakes tasks where its logic can be easily audited. And for the financial path, investors need to reassess their default positions. It is time to diversify away from unquestioned legacy hardware dominance and look closer at the companies building the underlying servers and systems. The most profitable choices you can make with your technology will always be calculated and defensive, rather than reactive to the daily noise.